What's up, everyone? Welcome to Smores Indoors, a little impromptu hangout and AMA session, I guess. May have some guests a little later on if anybody wants to join me. Hope everyone's doing well. Don't know, as the dog goes crazy out there. But I wanted to come on tonight and talk a little bit, maybe talk about some upcoming media releases that are coming out. Also got a stack of DVDs I went out and bought today. I'm gonna talk a little bit about those, and just a little bit of everything. So hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is enjoying some Art Bell this month. I'm trying to put a new episode up every night for everyone to check out. So, what's up, Dan Shine out there? Shout out, of course. I want to talk about this since it is Friday the 13th. I thought I'd bring this up. You know, I know Christian over on Planet CHH has been doing a lot of Friday the 13th content in the past month. Thank you, Dan. And I've really got to stop watching Christian because he's making me buy too much stuff. Thankfully, it wasn't a whole lot of money to spend, but just some stuff that I never had really. I had some of this, but didn't have like everything, and some stuff I kind of wanted to have. So first off, I got these. I'll show these first. Of course, I can't pick them up, but I have all but part 7 of these slip-covered deluxe edition DVDs. I'll go through them all, I guess. Why not? There's 3. You know what? I haven't even checked to see if the 3D glasses are in 3. Final chapter. Part 5. Part 6. Like I said, I don't have 7 yet. There's part 8. And actually, a funny story. I found a listing online that had a bunch of DVDs. It had a couple of the original releases of these, but I also had 7 with a slipcover, and I had part 8 with a slipcover as well. So I'm actually going to take this slipcover here, and because I know Christian does not have this one, and when my new one comes in, I'm going to send him that slipcover. So, as a thank you for making me spend money, I guess is why. I don't know. Why not? Let's see if part 3 has the glasses in here. It does not. So that's okay, though. I'm not that big a stickler. I just kind of wanted to have all of these with the slipcovers, so it was kind of cool. Dan has a massive collector problem, but haven't been buying different editions of the movies. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think this is more a nostalgia thing for me because I did buy some of these deluxe editions back in the day. I remember them being at Walmart, and I didn't get them all. I know I got one. I think there was one that had 1 through 4 on like a multi-disc thing, if I'm not mistaken. I know I had that. So yeah, I picked those up. Dan asked, "What was the first Friday you saw in the theater?" I'll be honest, it was Freddy vs. Jason. That was the first one I got to see at the theater because we didn't have a theater really close, so I had to wait till I could drive myself to one of them. So it was Freddy vs. Jason, actually, and that's the only one I've seen in the theater. That's the only Nightmare on Elm Street I've seen in the theater. So, and then I bought this. This is, I guess, the holy grail when it comes to Friday the 13th DVDs. Again, all 8 deluxe edition DVDs, but in this sweet plastic case with the mask in there. I actually got a pretty good deal on this, so it was like $30. I've seen it for a lot more out there. So that's my Friday the 13th submission for today. But yeah, thought I'd show those off for one. And then I have a stack of DVDs here that I bought today and spent like $30 on. I just love that I can buy that stuff for so cheap, and gives me a chance to watch some of the stuff that I've never seen or don't really feel like I need a 4K or Blu-ray for necessarily. Am I hitting any haunts this year? You know what? When Rachel was here shooting some stuff, she wanted me to come over and do the Darkness in St. Louis sometime this year. So may go do that if we have time. Which, if you don't know the Darkness in St. Louis, check it out on YouTube. There's some videos on YouTube. It's a really awesome haunt that is full of it's just crazy expensive animatronics, I'm assuming. So, but it's really cool. What's up, Cole? Thanks for stopping by. So I guess I'll go through some of these. Two of these I bought were two that I already had. That's the problem I'm coming into now, and it used to not be a problem, but I think it's as I get older, memory is not as good as it used to be. So thankfully, that's the other thing. If it's a DVD, it's like $1 or 50 cents. So it's not a big loss if I already have it. As is the case with this one. Some of you know I collect the IFC Midnight DVDs. Picked up A Lonely Place to Die. Already had it. So, yeah, that's one I will be getting rid of somewhere. So, oh well. All right, so I got this one. A movie called For Ellen. Looks kind of interesting. Interesting synopsis on the back. It's a Tribeca film release. So yeah, don't know much about it, but it looked good, so picked it up. Dan's a fan of Rachel. Dan, just come up here and go with us. How about that? I'll let you sleep on my couch, same spot she slept on. Yeah, some of those IFC Midnights are awesome. Yeah, some of them are. Let me find. I got some of them back here. The Babadook is an IFC Midnight. This is a Scream Factory IFC Midnight, but if anyone has not seen Rent-A-Pal, highly recommend that one. So, go ahead and grab that one if you can find it. There's all kind of good ones though. Red, White, and Blue. I do have that one too. I haven't watched that one. There's a ton I haven't watched. I know I need to get on that, but you know how that goes sometimes. So, some just catalog titles here I grabbed. When Harry Met Sally. Just watched this the other day. Love that era of Billy Crystal. One of the greatest sports actor of all time, Kevin Costner, for Love of the Game. Another great baseball movie from him. Deborah Winger's Booty in Officer and a Gentleman. That's why I grabbed that one, of course. All right. In support of the Screen Actors Guild strike, I picked up The Nanny first season. Got this for like 50 cents. So Why not? Now, Dan, I have to ask you about this one because I think you showed this. You just got it the other day, and then I saw it today. I was like, "Oh, I got to get it since Dan got it the other day." Did you not get wieners the other day? I think he did, but I think he was showing us that in one of the chats we got going. But I'll check it out. There you go. Yeah, he did. That's awesome. Faulty Towers complete collection. Love some John Cleese. So one thing I like to do. What's up, Ben? One thing I like to do is I like to buy sports DVDs, especially if they've got full games on them. Because sometimes I'll put those games on and they're kind of like background for me, and don't have to really stay too locked in for it. So I picked up this one especially because the team has the name change, but this is the Redskins Super Bowl championships. Has a couple of full games on it, I believe. So got that. I got 2 and 1 street ball DVDs. I don't know why they were 50 cents. And this, I was telling the guys earlier, I got the ringer from a thrift store that benefits special needs people. So, and I think one of the actors was up at the counter when I bought it. So I don't know. That's just could be. I'm not sure. Dan mentioned Criterions. I got 3 Criterions today for $1 each. I got Walkabout, which I actually already had. Didn't realize it again. Another one I already had, but $1 for a Criterion. Who cares? Yeah, I'm already been canceled. Been with all the porn stars in here. Whatever. Film by Kurosawa. The Bad Sleep Well, which is one I'm not familiar with. Not that I have watched a lot of Kurosawa films, but this is one I don't remember hearing much about, so I don't know how good it is. And then Laurence Olivier's Hamlet. Got that one too. So it's always good. I'll buy any Criterion. I don't care what it is for $3 or under because it's at least worth that to resell it. So, oh, nice. Cole's got that one. I've heard, good things about Walkabout. So glad I found it the other day. Found it again. So maybe I'll do a giveaway with it. What the hell? Another thing I'm collecting are these snapper case DVDs because, like, I need another thing to collect. But I found some kind of cool ones today. Dog Day Afternoon. I really like it's kind of like the original artwork on most of these. So that's kind of why I like them so much, I think. Got Mars Attacks. So another cool one. Another Kurosawa with Dreams. Which is one I never see that out. Had to go with this Battlefield Earth. I mean, that's amazing. And the last snapper case is Rumble in the Bronx. So another cool one. A few more here. Sealed copy of the Best of the Slam Dunk Contest. I was really stretching here at the end of the day. I don't know. I was just buying whatever. This thing is like a documentary, but it's got actors playing some of the historical figures. So I'm not sure exactly, like a dramatization or something, but it's a 2-disc Founding Fathers History Channel documentary, I guess. So looked interesting. The old Chris Christopherson Convoy, which I may have the Kino DVD of this actually. I've got to check. I'm not sure. Another thing I like to buy are like concert DVDs. It's another thing I'll throw on just kind of in the background. I grabbed the Eagles farewell tour. Grabbed a copy of Tough Turf, James Spader. So I think that had a Blu-ray recently, maybe. And then four more. The Notorious Betty Page. It sounds like an interesting biopic, I guess. This one's a Severin release called Devolved. I think I had this at one time, and then I don't know why someone cut the picture of the girl out of it, but whatever. Was just talking about this one the other day, so I grabbed it. Splash. Gonna watch that one. Then the last one I got is this is an IFC, just an IFC Films DVD, but I'm a fan of Jeff Garland from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and this is a movie he directed. It's called Dealing with Idiots, and it's about the parents at like youth baseball. So that'd be kind of interesting because I've kind of dealt with some of those people with my job, and it's not always pleasant. So yeah, that was like $30. I mean, not terrible. Got some cool stuff. So, and I'm kind of collecting DVDs for a future project. Some people know about, but stay tuned to the channel because that's probably going to be rolling early next year, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun to kind of do and document here on the channel. So, all right, well, I am going to copy and send the link to a couple guys here, and if they want to jump on, they can do so. And we will see. Hey, you guys picked up anything recently? I know I'd like to get a couple guys on here to talk about some releases that are coming up. So that'll be fun. Dan will be here in 2 minutes. That's good because I did want to talk to Dan about some of the stuff coming out. Yes, Ben, I have that. I have that Nightmare on Elm Street set, and it's funny. I picked it up probably a year and a half ago at a store for like $6, and it's mint. I mean, it's perfect. So it's it was an awesome find. I'm glad I have that one. It'll go nice next to this Friday set on the shelf. So I'm gonna do a video about all the Snapper Case DVDs I have. I have the Batman box set. I think did they do the Superman set in a Snapper Case box set too? I feel like they did. I feel like I remember seeing that. I'm sure I can find that for cheap. Not that I'm not a big fan of Superman, but I would buy that if I could find it for a few bucks. Just to kind of have it. That was a big. I think I was more into that when I was a kid. There was something about Superman was kind of cool when you were a kid. He could fly and do all that bullshit. Okay. What's up, Rob? Yeah, I'll have to track that one down. So that's something I need to look up is like how many box sets came out in those cases. Also, I have some of those jewel case DVDs. I kind of collect those when I can find them. I've got a couple Hulk Hogan ones, which are really cool. See, that's one thing, Ben. I've not watched the newer ones with what's his name? I can't think of anything right now. The new dude. The new dude. I know a lot of people like Man of Steel, so I should watch that sometime and see if my opinion differs. But I was over the Batman guy, so Henry Cavill, thank you, Cole. I don't know why. Getting old, I'm telling you. Dan sent some vintage erotica for the project. I have to see what he sent. Must be talking about the porn star tournaments. Last pickup is UK version of Hong Kong film, She Shoots Straight. I haven't seen that one. And Wes Craven was the original director for Superman 4. Didn't know that. It's crazy. And there he is.
What's up? Sorry, my camera's messed up right now.
That's all right.
How's it going?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, and I gotta mute my TV. There we go. Now I don't hear myself twice.
There you go.
How's it going?
Oh, good. So I was going to wanted to talk to you about some of the stuff coming up that's going to be coming out by the end of the year, and some of the stuff you're excited about, because I know I've been pre-ordering some stuff, and I'm going to answer Ben Grimm real quick here, because you kind of inspired me to buy something. Asked if I had any action figures. I don't have a lot. I've got the Halloween 3 NECA set.
Oh yeah, I do.
But I just ordered the Count Chocula and Frankenberry figures. Like you had the Count Chocula one.
I got Count Chocula, and that was an impulse buy. I keep saying, and I don't buy as many figures as I do physical media at all, but
yeah,
at the same time, like, yeah, it's filling up here.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of cool releases coming out, and one that I've actually ordered too much shit this week, but
yeah,
one I pre-ordered, I was going to wait on this till November because of the sale that always comes in November, but it looks like that Freaks Criterion might be hard to find when it comes out. So
really?
I went ahead and pre-ordered it on Diabolic full price because it's already sold out on Orbit, I think, and somewhere else.
I've got it pre-ordered on Amazon, so I'm hoping.
So I'm just thinking you're probably not going to find that in a store during the Criterion sale. So maybe you could on their website, but I kind of want to watch it before Halloween too, and I know it's coming next week. So
yeah, I know a lot of people are really excited for it because it's not just Freaks; it's like a multi-movie set. It's got the Mystic and the Unknown as well. Let's see,
which I haven't seen though. So
okay, well, it hasn't shipped out yet. I really hope I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, release date's the 17th, I think, on it. So
yeah, it's due to arrive for me on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's got 3 movies, Ben.
Yeah, that's really probably one of the most anticipated releases of the year for me. I mean, Freaks, it's amazing, a movie going on a century now since it was made, and it's still just as effective.
It is. I'm kind of still surprised it's getting a release, but but yeah, no, it's a great one.
Yeah.
So, also got the Hellraiser 4K pre-ordered.
I waited because I feel like a US version of that is coming. Not that I couldn't have bought that, but I was like, I think I'm okay. I have the Scarlet box, and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
but I think you're more of a Bloodline guy than me, right?
I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of any of them, but I want to have a good set to like give them another fair shot, and just
Yeah.
kind of watch them all through. So they get a little deep for me, I think, if that makes any sense.
It's a weird franchise. I mean, the first two I think are classics for me. I mean, it's as good as it gets. But three just it became something totally different. And I get why people like it, but it's just like, this is not really what Hellraiser was meant to be. But okay, we're doing the MTV thing now.
I was going to ask you. I know we talked about this before they released any details, but what are your thoughts on that box set from Vinegar Syndrome?
Which one? Because there's a lot.
The Big Ten movie one.
I love it. I mean, a lot of people right now are talking about, when are we going to get the Nightmare on Elm Street box and everything. And I'm more about that stuff that we don't have. As physical media declines and there's less and less that we're going to be able to get, or and some stuff we'll never get. That's what I'm more engaged with, is just the stuff that we don't have restored and out in the world. Not even just for physical disc, restored for future streaming or however people consume their media.
Right.
In the future, it's like I can live with what I have for Nightmare on Elm Street.
Were you familiar with any of the stuff on that?
I'd have to go back and look at it again. Yeah, there were several things there that were essentially lost.
Right. Actually,
I ordered it immediately.
I'll pull it up.
I know Joe Sarno had one of his films on there.
Let's see.
I think I made the decision that I'm going to become a subscriber, as long as it's not too much over $100. And I'm just going to do the yearly pay gimmick for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that you're into most of those kind of rare unknown films. So it looks kind of cool. I mean, it's going to have the 2 books with it, and so I'm interested to see. I'll probably wait and see what it looks like based on other people's orders, because I'm sure it'll be around for a while. I don't think it's going to sell out, but
I'll try and talk Todd into doing a review actually of the set, because there's a couple things there that even I haven't seen, because again, they were, if not lost films, a lot of these were just never widely available and certainly not restored. So yeah.
Pull this up too. Terror Vision dropped a ton of stuff today.
Yeah, some of that's gonna have to wait till next month.
Me.
Slashers is a ton of fun. If you guys haven't seen that yet, that's a safe bet. It's a pretty novel idea at the time. Maurice Devereaux, who's a Canadian director that I helped interview years ago with Chris McGibbon. Really, really super talented guy who should have gotten bigger budget stuff. But it was kind of an early horror film to take advantage of the reality TV trend. It was like Slashers, a reality show where you compete against these killers. And yeah, it's a safe bet for probably most people watching this show. You'll like it.
I'm going to pull these real quick before we go through the rest of that stuff. Ben had a couple questions. There's been a movie that changed your mind based on a physical media release. I mean, I'll always say, I didn't even know this movie, but when that Hack-A-Lantern Blu-ray came out, I was all on board for that one. Also, the WNUF, I'd never seen that either, so that didn't really change my mind on those two. That's kind of bad examples, but
I haven't magically liked the movie because it got a cool looking release or anything, but I've definitely changed my view on certain things seeing it cleaned up. I didn't hate it necessarily, but Humongous, an 80s horror film, that was always notoriously dark on VHS, like to the point where you could barely see anything.
Yeah.
and it's still a very dark lit movie, but yeah, once they kind of restored it a little bit, I'm like, oh, okay, I enjoy that more now. So that's the first thing off the top of my head.
That that was something I was going to mention. It's I was watching a video earlier, and this guy is buying a bunch of VHS, and it amazes me. People will shit on DVDs, but buy $20 VHS tapes that look like shit to you. I know it's a nostalgia thing, but it's kind
Yeah,
of funny to me.
it's funny because when we wrapped Region Free earlier, we were just talking about that, and how it for some people it's all the packaging and just everybody's yeah. I get the nostalgia, but like I would still be the same movie fan as I am now if I were buying DVDs instead of VHS when I was little. Like that wouldn't have changed anything because it's always been the films for me at the end of the day.
I will say too that especially with the news we got from like Best Buy and stuff this year, which I know a lot of the boutique places will still be around, but I think these things are going to be worth a little bit before too long. So
Oh, definitely. Grab what you can if you're good with the DVD. As long as it's a widescreen transfer, there's some stuff that uh you know, it's not a massive difference from VHS to DVD. Absolutely, from DVD to Blu-ray, I would still say there is an upgrade, but you know, you're good.
yeah,
You get a good widescreen print for some stuff, and you're good.
I did see he was talking about buying VHS tapes. Hope he bought horror. That's about all that's really worth much.
If he's buying doubles, I would say he's kind of a douche
Probably.
because he doesn't need to make. He's not somebody that needs to make money selling VHS. So
No.
you know,
Yeah, I mean that's true, but still. Oh well. Oh, so okay, so we got some more stuff here. Hollow Gate. I'm kind of curious about. What's your thoughts on that one?
I need to watch that again. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, and I have to kind of like refresh. It's one of those movies like there's very little I haven't seen, but once in a while I need my like oh, okay. Because when I was doing like a lot of gray market stuff, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes it was really shitty quality, and maybe I was only half paying attention. But I can tell you, Blood Car is actually a lot of fun, a little bit different, but a cool premise. Dead Air with Bill Moseley that came out like right at the same time as Pontypool,
Okay.
uh, and I'm a huge Pontypool fan. I think that's just
Yeah,
such a
I love that one.
yeah, it is such a unique uh, zombie story. Stephen McHattie, just a wonderful, wonderful film. This one's not like as unique as Pontypool, but it's essentially that same story with a zombie outbreak. That one's more traditional zombies, but most of it's all psychological. It's just him in the booth reacting to it, and it works perfect. It's so
Yeah.
moody and like there's not a lot of gut ripping or anything, but
Right.
yeah,
I think that's a. I think that's an IFC midnight. Um, I
yeah.
could be wrong on that, but I might check that one out then. Down the road, not right now. And of course, Wood Chipper Massacre.
If you like some of the early like shot on video or shot on video adjacent movies, which we talk a lot on Analog Nightmares, yeah, Wood Chipper Massacre is fun.
I'm a little upset that they didn't spread these out better. It seems like they're dropping them all like 2 weeks before Halloween. But
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like each week we would get something, and I'm like, when you just dump them all at once, it's like we can't buy them all of them. And
no,
not that any of this will sell out. You're good
no.
waiting. But
Um,
yeah, I mean, as far as like a Halloween watch goes, I mean, you'll enjoy Dead Air. Bill Moseley's a great actor, but he does a lot of trash. So
yeah,
that's at least a solid Bill Moseley movie. But watch Pontypool first,
yes.
and read the book too. The book's a little different.
There you go. Let's see. That's about it they released today. Of course, a lot of Monster Squad
Yeah.
stuff, soundtrack stuff, not
Yeah,
the
that's cool.
Blu-ray or anything. That's
But
a Kino
yeah.
4K that's out.
Slashers is the safest bet. I mean, I think it's got the most broad appeal for people.
I have a small cassette tape collection. When I say small, I have two.
Mm.
But these are kind of cool. I will say that. Those Friday 1 through 3 cassette tapes. But I need to not go down that road any further than I have. So
I have a box of vinyl. That's what I started collecting during lockdown because I was just going insane at that point, and I'm just pretty much waiting to sell it all off now.
I sold a bunch of mine off. It just sits there on the shelf. So I sold a bunch
That
of it off, and
Yeah, it's not that I don't like listening to it. It's just like I collect books, I collect movies, and I can't collect anything else.
it's
So,
too much.
and I don't listen to them enough to justify it. So, yeah. So
Cole was talking about the Disney VHS having some value. The Cars one was a Disney Club exclusive, so that's why it's so valuable.
those will always be in demand. I mean, there's a lot of It was a weird eBay thing where some people said like the diamond releases were worth like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
And so it's weird. Like you'll go through eBay and you'll see some of these Disney VHS listed for like $500.
yeah,
And I'm like, what the hell? Like that had to be in every household back. And as you go through it, you discover like, yeah, not. But there are some like the club stuff where it can be quite valuable.
yeah.
And it's always money in the bank because people always want Disney.
Oh yeah.
So, you know,
Just
yeah.
if you're looking for any of those, just find some 30-year-old chick, and her parents probably have them in their attic, so or somewhere at home.
Yeah.
Probably have all those.
I see like I know Cole's talking about you can only collect so much stuff, and I know people know me for movies, but I collect a lot of rare books. And to give you an idea, that's there might be like that's a whole another side on the other end of that. So yeah, I can't do vinyl. That's
No.
insane for me to do vinyl.
Um, Cliff says it looks like you keep your local picture frame store in business. So.
Yeah. Well, at some point I have to decide if because that is like the only, well, it's not free, but the only like wall space I have left to put anything. So I have to decide at some point if I'm gonna put some of the 8x10s in albums. So yeah,
That would save you a lot of room probably for some of that.
I don't entertain a lot. It's hard to, I don't know. When you like turn 30, it's hard to like find friends that ever want to do anything anymore.
That's just
So
that's just making this turn sad.
if it were, I would move these against the wall and I'd put like a pool table or a couple arcade machines down here.
I know
But
you've got some, but were you ever a big poster collector too?
that is one thing. Like what I have now is mostly like either autographed stuff. The poster room is like back that way. I mean, there's other poster rooms, but the main one is back that way. And I liquidated the stuff that I knew I just didn't have space for. Like
Yeah.
at one point, I think I had like 300 to 400 posters. And that sounds like a lot. I mean, it's really not when they're rolled up in the closet, but I just came to that conclusion. I'm like, some of these are never going to go up. There's nobody alive that's gonna sign it at a convention. So I liquidated a lot of it. I mean, I still have the ones that are on the wall and everything, but yeah.
Ben asks if you've ever had an issue with a family seeing your porn room.
I don't hide anything. I mean, like it's all there. So, I mean, if you pull it out, like, you know, if you pull out cheerleader ass blasters, like, what you might see something. So don't do it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's not a whole room. This is becoming a thing. It's not a whole room.
Not
It's
yet.
like half of a room.
It is going to be a pain in the ass if you ever move. But
I've moved a few times, more than a few times, so it is.
you may have to show Cole the porn room privately, I guess. But
It's not a full porn room, and it's
do
not
you
all
have
hardcore.
do you have a beaded curtain or?
No, that I do want to do though. Either that or saloon doors, but I can't build for shit. So beads I can probably manage at some point.
Was your the porn room at your mom and pop when you were growing up? Did they have saloon doors, or was it a curtain, or what they have?
More often than not, because I traveled all over, so I experienced everything. More often than not, I found the saloon doors. But yeah, a lot of beads and a little more rare, but you would have some video stores that had the basement, like where you would go down,
Right.
and that, which honestly, that was always kind of cool,
I want to know where you can buy some saloon doors. That's what I'm going to find out.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'd have to pay somebody to do it because I'm not handy at all. So
yeah,
like I want to do it, but then it's like this is amusing for me. Anybody else that sees it is probably just going to be like, "Why the fuck did you put saloon doors on here? Like, what's the purpose?"
Yeah,
nostalgic for those porn areas that I couldn't go into when I was a kid at the video store. That's why.
Cole says on a separate floor. Ours just had a normal door, and I remember when I finally was old enough to go in there with a friend. I'm like, I was just worried about who was going to be on the other side of that door when I walked out. It's going to be like some family I know.
I've told this multiple times on our show, but one time there was this asshole teacher. Always hated him. He was just one of those guys that was just an absolute dick. And I saw him, and this was like a saloon door, but you could see, like I could see him. And I just it was a Saturday, the video store was packed, and I was just like, Mr. Smith. His name was Mr. Head, and I don't care. I'll out him. And I'm just like, how are you doing? And I knew exactly where he was, and he, you could tell he jumped.
Yeah.
It was the best moment of my life because he was just an asshole.
It's funny.
Yeah. So there you go. If he sees this, fuck him. He was a dick.
He's a big Smores Indoors fan, I'm sure.
He could be. I just broke his heart.
I'm gonna throw this last release out there. It's one of my most anticipated of this year, and I haven't ordered it yet, but it comes out in December. I'm definitely getting that, the JFK 4K.
Oh yeah.
So, shout select release.
I probably haven't watched that in 15 years or more, but it's a great movie.
It's been a while, so
yeah,
I'm glad to see it's getting it. Looks like a nice, substantial release. So that'll be pretty cool. So
yeah, kind of an interesting one with the Kennedy running this year. So
that's true. That's true. Yeah. Did you have any other releases coming up that you're interested in? I'm kind of interested in that Warriors 4K. Probably gonna grab that.
What do I have pre-ordered? I'm excited for the Gene Roland Lips of Blood and Fascination 4Ks. I think I might have my paper here. What do I have pre-ordered? I'm really, I don't know if it's getting a physical. I'm hoping it does, but I'm really excited to watch When Evil Lurks again. Best horror film of the year so far, in my opinion. I need to get Natural Born Killers on 4K. I'm kind of tapped out this month. So I'm what else do we have? Oh, Dead Girl. That comes out yeah, the 24th.
Oh well, didn't realize I was getting one.
Yeah, the horror Dead Girl. That is a really twisted movie, but I love it.
Nice. I no problem on your thoughts of Oliver Stone, Cole.
But
I'm
Natural
more,
Born Killers, Cole, you're not a Natural Born Killers fan. I know you've mentioned JFK and not liking it. I liked it, but it's been like 15 years, so I mean I must not have liked it that much.
I think I'm more a fan of that, not so much for Oliver Stone, but for the fact that I'm just really interested in the whole Kennedy thing, and that's like the biggest movie about it, really. So
You have a like aside from that, a favorite like political themed movie, president? Well, not necessarily president, just political themed.
you know what movie I really like is that. Did you see Primary Colors with
Yeah,
Travolta? He's kind of
Travolta,
being Clinton.
and yeah, no, Kristen Scott Thomas was she the first lady in that? I think
I think it may
that.
be Emma Thompson.
Yeah, I was gonna say that or Emma Thompson. That came out at the same time as Wag the Dog with Dustin Hoffman, where like they kind of they concoct a war to distract. I don't remember the gimmick. I don't know if it was a sex scandal in that one. There's another one called The Contender with Gary Oldman.
Okay.
That's good. I think it's a female president in that, and it was like a sex tape leaked of her. And they're like trying to. She may not have been president. I could be misremembering, but she was either the president or a senator or something. That was a pretty good movie too.
A couple lighter fare presidential movies I really like are Dave with Kevin Kline and The American President with Michael Douglas. I think those
I
were
saw
pretty
those.
old.
I just don't remember a lot about those.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver was.
She's in Dave, yeah. She's the first lady.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're fun ones. I waved, but what's up, Jamie? How you doing?
What's up, Jamie? I haven't seen you in a while.
Let's see.
First Kid, the Sinbad classic.
Oh, yeah.
Mentioned.
I love Sinbad.
Manchurian Candidate, of course.
All the President's Men. That's definitely a good one. Yeah. Oh, well, I think that's about all I had to talk about. Thank you for jumping on, Dan, and talking about those releases, because
absolutely,
I have spent way too much money this week pre-ordering and ordering crap, and
books got me. I was like, I think I'm still. I'm usually pretty good about budgeting, but I had some eBay auctions that I didn't think I was going to win, and then I did, and that kind of screwed me this month.
I've been trying to hang on to a little money because I'm going to Nashville next week, and I'm going to hit a couple movie stores there.
But we will have to. A bunch of us will have to coordinate, even if it's not like a meetup, like for a bunch of us, like because I could get down to Nashville for a weekend at some point pretty easy.
I want to show this place real quick if I can pull it up. Because I'm going here, Dan. You would be in heaven at this place. This place called McKay's is
I've heard,
is two stories, and this is just an overview of kind of the store. So let me pull this picture up. So just picture that, and books, movies, everything else. So
yeah, that that looks like it's got like half the physical media left.
Yeah.
You know what's really awesome though, if you live near that, like you could just kill it a whole day. I could literally kill an entire day there.
Oh, I'm a little jealous of our buddy Tony Friday the 14th because he's there all the time. You know, he lives in Nashville. So last time I was there, actually, I met up with him there at McKay's and we looked around. But yeah, it's a huge place. And then I'll hit up the Half Price Books too and all that.
I'm within an hour of a couple second in Charles, which I'm grateful for. But other than that, like it's pretty sparse now. I mean, all the major stores now are slowly winding down. Um, so yeah. Oh, Air Force One. Air Force One's a lot of fun, Cole. I like Air Force One.
Um, let's see if I can find a picture of. I went to. I got some of those DVDs today at our place called Mega Replay. I know we've talked about that, and they had a DVD sale, which I always try to hit because it was if you buy 3 DVDs, you get 6 for free.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's no good picture on here of like their shelves, but the whole store is just wall to wall DVDs. So
You can buy basketball 316 six
I bought
times,
it
I
there. I bought it there,
bet.
and now I see that damn thing everywhere.
Hastings, Ben. Yeah, I used to practically live at Hastings.
I got to go one time, uh, right
Yeah,
before they closed.
yeah. They made some bad business decisions. Hastings, I believe, was like the number one like retailer for comic books, at least in America, if not North America. I mean, they were huge.
Yeah,
They had movies, action figures. Sometimes you'd have a slightly smaller, more condensed store, but for the most part, whatever you wanted. That was that era, like whatever boutique label, although they weren't boutique labels really at that point. You could just go in Hastings and buy whatever you wanted. You could rent too. Like that was the cool thing about
yeah.
Hastings. They had a rental section, tons of previewed stuff you could buy, new stuff you could buy. Yeah, Hastings is amazing. I don't know if they were in Canada, Cole, but they were all over. What was the last one? We didn't have any in West Virginia, but in Washington State, I used to go all the time.
We had one just like it was not too far from me. It was like 45 minutes north of Nashville, so it's like an
Yeah,
hour and a half drive to go to it.
yeah.
But I never really went down there for whatever reason. Um, the one last thing I wanted to mention was I mentioned the Best Buy thing, and what sucks about that is this is really, I guess, the last year, even though it's online mostly, for their Black Friday. I'm guessing. So if they're doing away with physical media online
Uh,
too,
yeah, I was talking about Black Friday too recently. Like, I know people bitch about crowds at Christmas and everything, but like it's like the one time a year where it's just was tradition. Like we get
yeah,
up, we go out in the crowds. I elbow my way through Walmart and Best Buy, and I do miss that. It's funny how we get a horror film called Black Friday, and that movie had maybe a year where Black
yeah.
Friday was a thing. It died like right after that movie came out. I know Amoeba well, Cliff. I did not the last time. Um, Borders, yeah, Borders was great.
Yeah, I went to a really nice Borders in Indianapolis back when it was going. But
They had more of a horror section when it came to books. Although Barnes and Noble, depending where you are now, they've stepped up their game again a little bit on horror. Some more than others, but
yeah.
it's not just Stephen King and then maybe 2 new mainstream books anymore.
Well, before we get out of here, I do want to mention next week we're going to try to do one of those Rushmore 4 episodes, a horror themed one.
Sweet.
So stay tuned for that. Probably be a Saturday, I'm guessing, if we get to do it. I think Cable Channel 11 has a show on Sunday, so I don't want to step on them.
Yeah,
And
tomorrow I think is Jess's show, right?
I think they're doing 2 Sundays in a row. I could be wrong on that, but
Oh, okay. All right.
and then also go check out Jessa Flux at jessadositall.com. She's also featured in the October 2023 issue of Hustler. So if you go out and grab that, check out Jessa in Hustler. this
Well,
month.
here's some more money. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to have one coming, but we'll see. Get her to sign that shit too.
There you go.
But anyway, thank you, Dan, for coming on, and thanks everyone for hanging out with us. And stay tuned tonight. At in about 50 minutes, we'll have a Bell Classics on tonight on the Phoenix Lights. So should be an interesting one. So everybody, take it easy.